Hello. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. If you don't have a Cricut or you don't have a Silhouette or you don't have anything that you could do because I have a template, but it's bigger. So a lot of you said you don't have a printer or things that you could do that. You can make it. See, it'll be a little different, of course, but you could also slim it down. But this is bigger. So I'm going to show you. I've used some punches. The bottom is my punch. So I'm going to show you then, if you don't have anything, but you want to do the little apron inserts. Hi, Kathy. This is how you can make them if you don't have the Cricut. Now on Cricut in Design Space, this was Annie's apron, and then I resized it, and you can go on to Cricut and make this. I just cut two. And then what I did is I glued them together, one pattern and one authentic spectrum that coordinated. So you can do that. But for those of you that maybe can hear me, if you could let the others know if they can't hear, they have to go in and come back. It's not my end. It's their computer end if they're not having sound. So this one came out a little wider, but it's wider paper. I didn't even really cut it. This one was 4.5. So the main thing is to start, it's the length. And I start with a 4x7 piece. And then that just makes that cute little insert that goes on our pages. And I made some smaller ones. You'll just have to also play around with it if you're not able to use a machine or print out a template that I'm going to draw up and put on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. This is 7x4. You're going to have lots of scraps, which is cool. So what I started with was the border at the bottom. Just choose a border punch. Hi, Jennifer. And I'm going to punch the bottom. So this one, I believe, was 4 that I cut. Yeah, it's about 4. This is about the size that I'm using in the Graphic 45 Farmhouse album. And I know you have a drawer full of these punches that you haven't used in years, but we'll want that. Now, see these? I'm using gray. These little things actually make really cute decorations. You can't see it, to put on aprons, especially if you use a white, just to kind of let you know. Okay, now we need to make our armholes basically. And if you're a good freehand artist, you could draw those simple. I'm not. So I'm going to use my ruler and a pencil. And I'm going to just measure from the bottom, which is where my decorative punch is. I'm going to measure, it's 4 1/4. So I'm going to take 4 1/4 to the bottom of my biggest ruffle. We're just going to kind of draw a line. Then I'll work my way over so I get it straight. And I'm going to go over this in white for you. It works. I just haven't used it. There we go. There we go. So 4 1/4 from the bottom. And like I said, if you are good at hand drawing, then you can start at this corner and just draw your armholes up. If you don't have a punch, then you could definitely use something that is cylinder shaped. You would put it to the outside here, but you'd want it to be wide enough from top to bottom there. That one's not. So you could use something like a plate, or if you have an artist in the family, that would be great. I am going to go ahead with my punch Really doesn't matter what size you use. The bigger, one thing you want to watch out for is to stay out here to the edge, and you got to turn it kind of sideways. Picture that you're making armholes. So you don't want to go straight in. You end up with this, and that's why I did this page to show you. If you go straight in, you're just going to have a half circle, and it's not going to work for what you want. But it doesn't matter what size. The only thing is you got to make sure it goes from this bottom in at an angle, and it will reach. See, that's not going to quite reach. So I'm going to turn my punch to see if I can get it to fit. If it still won't reach, that's okay. You can cut this off. So it definitely is going to take some playing with. This one is a 3-inch I've had forever. And you have to be careful if you're going to go with the 3-inch, or you'll get it really deep. I'm going to start. So I'm just finding the point that's white. And I'm not going from point to point. Like I said, make a couple on scrap paper, and then find the one you like best as a template. But we're gonna be cutting that, so that's not a problem. Now, when you cut this out, this now becomes your template. So you'll know where to put your punch. You're going to cover this so your pencil marks won't show. Draw your line. Again, placing the punch in there to your marks. Then you're just going to take your scissors. I just let my scissors work until I get to that point that I know I want straight. This is kind of long. I'll be cutting it. So once again, and then just go straight. Let your scissors kind of be your guide here. Once you get the shape you're looking for, hi Jenna. Oh no, Nancy. I cut off about 1/4 inch. So now we need to do the matting. We want a piece. I want it to be exactly the same. So it's 6.5, but we've got to punch a border. So I'm going to go 6 3/4 long by 4 inches wide. And I'm not worried about the shape right now. We're just going to cut it. So let me get a piece from my stash that I'm using here on this project. Just want a small piece. Let's go. Let's see. Is that wide enough? No, it needs to be the exact same size. There we go. That'll be pretty. But I'm going to use this side. So I'm going to cut it 6 3/4 by 4. So if you've made cards, then this is super simple. Now it's the same width. This is the exact same width, so I'm not worried about where to start my border punch. I'm just going to start it. Now this is how to make the apron. If you want to put them in your pages and you don't have like a cutting machine, or you just don't use it, or now, see, I was showing in the beginning when you punch these are really pretty decorations that can be used, look, on your apron. So you may not want to throw those away until you're done. And then you can throw them away. Okay. Glue. Yeah, we're putting it on the apron. Oh, I can't wait for the art glitter glue to get here Wednesday. I need some glue. And once you get your apron the shape you like, then you can go ahead and make a pattern. Just draw it on paper. outline it with the marker. I need to get some glue in there. Now it's the same width, so your border should match because this is the same size as my original paper. And that's what I wanted with this. Okay, there's my apron base. Now I'm just going to cut my pattern from the back because there's no sense in trying to cut it to fit. You'll never get it to fit because this is handmade unless you are super precise. I can turn it over and see where else I need to trim off any cardstock. We're going to be doing some distressing a couple of different times. Hi, Fiona. Your distress ink is going to hide any boo-boos, and this is a Farmhouse album, so don't think it has to be perfect. Now we're going to decorate. Also, we want a pocket. So unlike the one that I cut on the machine, of course, I had a super perfect little pocket, but instead of that, I'm going to do a super perfect round pocket, and you can do it different sizes. Let me see. I did a big one. That one's a small one. So let me show you the big one. So I cut this one with my, I cut that one with this one, with a 2.5 inch punch. The name of the file is called Annie's Apron, and it was a free file. So I'm going to ask Jennifer on our design team if we can share it. I think we can because it had a share link. I just don't know how to share it on Scrapbookers. And we will get it shared, but it's called Annie's Apron on the Cricut space. So I'm going to go a little more than half to get my pocket. And if that's too big, which, I don't know, maybe not. We could have a big pocket. We could have a little pocket. And the other half of this circle was that. So you have different sizes you can play with. Kind of makes it fun. It's like playing with paper dolls, right? So we want to decorate. This one, I used that border sheet that has everything on there for you. You don't even have to really do anything. I don't know if I've got any. See, there's a one that was cut from the machine. Oh, there it is. So if you want to use your borders, that works. Again, I really didn't measure because we're just going to cut. And then this time I do want some plaid on it to match the pocket. And I'm just cutting about a 1/2 inch to 2 inches. It just depends on how wide you want your decorating to be. And then I'm going to put a little piece up here at the top that's probably going to be from this one. We'll see. Let's go ahead and glue these down. Oh, that would have been cute too. See, this paper is just amazing. So we are just going to, you're going to want to glue this where we marked, that's where we marked that 4 1/4. We're playing paper dolls, Sally. And so right there where it was square is where I brought that up. And I may not be getting things on straight, but that's okay. We're just going to let it hang over the edge because we're just going to cut it just like we did our apron matting. And you certainly can cut the back a piece if you don't want the back plain. And once again, just ink those areas that have been cut. Let's put a little piece up here. Let's do just the rise and shine, I think. Like so. You could do, yes, washi tape will work wonderful. You could also use actual ribbon and fabric and make yourself the cutest apron, just like Grandma used to wear. Fabric, lace, make ruffles out of your paper. Use your washi tape, absolutely. But I wanted to show you to get the basic shape is not hard. And I know it, you're kind of like, I want that, but I can't do it. Yes, you can. Stop saying that right now. I'm going to take, it looks like, and you can even, we could even cut this. Remember, oh, there you go. Back in those days, Grandma did not always have patterns. They made their patterns. Oh, there you go. Just cut those off. I left the pocket open. And I have a punch. And I showed that in one of the other videos. And it's my rooster. But you could also cut some little roosters. My wrist? Oh, that's healed. It was a burn. Yeah, my granddaughter went for the stove. And I had burned it. It was huge, but I put vitamin C lotion on there. Worked great. So on the other apron, I also, on the Cricut, just cut some little eggs. So you could fill the little pockets full of eggs, or you could make, if you've been on a farm, you've seen the egg gathering apron. How cute to put an, how cute would it be to gather the eggs? Really cute. So the top, you can do this. If you want it to be out of, if you want it to be out of your, I should have done a whole circle. If you want it to be out of the fabric, I mean, out of the paper, I may not be able to do this because I can't get it in there. And you have dies. It's easier with the die if you have a round die. We're not going to do it. Anyway, all you have to do is cut. And if you do a whole circle, it's easier. But I'm going to use my twine. But you definitely can do this with your die, and you may have done it. You just want to make sure it's one that will fit. Okay. And that would be equivalent to that. That's pretty cute. And if you don't, then what I did is I just poked the holes, stuck my twine through, because I want to use that. I thought that was really cute. I used the twine, and I just poked my holes using a pokey tool, nothing fancy. But if you want to do this and cut your other half of your circle, we'll tie a bow here. We'll let that sit for just a minute. Just twine. Now this would be a really good washi tape project, yes. Really cute to really decorate. In fact, make some aprons, give it to the grandkids, the kids, and let the girls start decorating the aprons. How cute would that be for a project? Super cute. Buttons. Get out your buttons. Anything you want. . Okay, for those of you then that don't have the means to cut on the machines, and then let's see. Now you can make your own aprons. Let's take the clip off. There you go. So anyway, there you go. Just pop that baby right in there. I would probably double my handle so that when, oh, my rooster was loose. I decapitated him. Oops. But I think they're just as pretty and just as fun as the ones that have been cut on the machine. I can't get anything in there. Whoops. So I am going to, oh, cute. You can put them in there anywhere. I'll have to cut me a new rooster. And there you go. You guys are all set. Okay, well, we'll finish this on Friday. Not finish it. I mean, we'll work on our album Friday. And I can't wait to see yours. I hope that helped with the apron. Really simple. Bye, everybody.